Welcome to Social 5 University. My name is Jeremiah Stetler. I'll be your host today as we talk about social marketing strategies for the CBD industry. And if you happen to be working to grow your CBD business, you've probably banged your head on the wall a couple dozen times as you've thought about how do I get social media to help me in growing my business. Maybe you've tried to place an ad on Facebook or Instagram and it's been rejected. Maybe your profile has been flagged or turned off and you've had to appeal that or had to create a new profile. So today we're going to talk about some ways that you can effectively market your business on social media for CBD. So a few elements that we'll be talking about today. First of all, what you should know about social marketing for CBD. Okay, the best ways to configure your page so that you can actually do business on your Facebook profile. Successful content marketing strategies that will allow you to do some advertising without creating some pitfalls or landmines along the way. We'll talk about how to create a paid advertisement that actually works and then open it up to Q&A at the end for those of us who are joining us in a live environment. So first of all, let's start with a quote. And this is one from Michael Jordan that I just love. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. Okay, now in the CBD space, there are plenty of obstacles, but they are simply obstacles. There are ways to climb. There are ways to go through. There are ways to work around it. We're going to show you how to do that here today. But here is the obstacle we're trying to get around. This is Facebook's ad policy. There are similar policies that are in place on Instagram and Twitter and on LinkedIn. There's even these types of restrictions in place on Google if you're doing a Google AdWords campaign. But Facebook's ad policy reads that ads must not promote the sale or use of illegal, prescription, or recreational drugs or feature images containing recreational or medical marijuana. Now, CBD is never mentioned in any of these policies or these prohibitions, and yet they are part of it, okay? That we can't talk specifically about CBD or hemp or cannabis. We can't show those images in an ad and have it be approved. Now, keep in mind, this is an advertising policy. Now, if you are simply posting content on your Facebook page that doesn't include ad dollars, you're okay, okay? But if you ever want to advertise, if you want to boost, if you want to do targeted advertising, then you have to be very careful from the beginning, okay? So that you don't create an obstacle for yourself that is not overcomable, if that is a word, right? So here are some things that you should know about social marketing in the CBD space. If you want to do advertising ever on your page, avoid words such as CBD, hemp, or cannabis in any of the text that you type on your page. These will count against you. If you do include links in your Facebook page, monitor the content on that first page of the link, right? So if I click on the link, it's going to take me to a home page. Facebook's bots will scrape one level deep. Okay, they will scrape that first page, and those words will count against you for future advertisement. Successful social marketing strategies typically focus on lifestyle first and products second. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about how some of those strategies can work. So let's start over with how to optimize your profile. We're going to talk about a lot of don'ts first, and then we'll talk about some do's in just a few minutes. So first of all, don't include CBD, hemp, or cannabis in the name of your business page. You're asking for trouble. It's like, I'm going to put the mark on my forehead, whatever it happens to be, but avoid that text-based reference. Now, you can include some references to CBD in your cover image. That right now, Facebook bots aren't as proficient at scraping images for words like CBD. Now, should I put just scraping CBD in big block lettering my cover image? No, you're asking for some trouble there, okay? But if you happen to have a product image, if you happen to reference CBD in some of the text there, it's not as big of a deal as a text overlay on your image as it is anytime you include it in a text field. If you do have a call to action button, which you see right down here on the screen, which you should have, don't include links to pages that have CBD, hemp, or cannabis mentioned on that page, at least in text. Okay. A lot of times with this call to action button, I'll put in a phone number or something like that, or a link to a landing page that's a little bit more sanitized, you might say, from CBD references, but those things will count against you. And then the big one I should mention is this about field, and this is where we tend to see mistakes being made. Okay, so if I click on the about field, it gives me an option to fill in a number of fields. Like you'll see a number here, like your category, your mission statement, your about field, your story. All these allow some kind of free flow text input that you need to be wary not to include any text-based references to CBD or related words, right? Okay, so your mission statement might be advancing healthcare through innovative products or something like that. Your about field might say is helping bring pain relief or a better standard of living to people everywhere, or helping pets be a little bit calmer in the backyard, whatever it happens to be. But these are keywords you want to be searchable for. So you can simply do this by clicking on the Edit Page button up at the top, and then you can put in any of those fields. Put in any of those fields right down here. Here's your description, your categories, a number of different elements that you can just make sure it is CBD free. Okay. A few other items just to consider is make sure that your website field doesn't link to a website that has CBD mentioned in terms of text. Okay, can be to a landing page, or you can leave it blank. When you're writing the Our Story field, and this is slightly different, okay, because everything we've talked about so far has been how do you get social media, how do you get Facebook to allow you to move forward with advertisements without getting yourself flagged. This one is actually from a legal regulatory standpoint, that when you're doing your Our Story, still make sure to avoid keywords, CBD related keywords, okay? But also do not make claims that CBD can treat or cure any particular medical condition, or you could find yourself in a little bit of a challenging place with federal regulators if they happen to scrape your page. Okay, so you're probably saying, oh my goodness, what do I do? Okay, right? But don't worry, we're going to help you develop some strategies that do work, that can help you to get to grow your social media business. Okay, so one of the things I'd like you to think about is, as you look at a content strategy for your business, I want you to think outside of product sales and think about the lifestyle you are trying to create. And this lifestyle can be a number of things, anything from health to service to opportunity to wellness. But how do you tell your story? How do you appeal to the people you're trying to reach without mentioning CBD? So let me give you a few ideas just to contemplate as you're developing your own strategy. That effective ways of reaching out to this market tend to be speaking to lifestyle through images and text that evoke emotion. Okay, so our words have power, but our actions shape our lives. Decide what you want and go for it. Okay, the interesting thing is, so this appears to have no business value, right? And yet, when you publish this, your name, your logo, and a link to your page will be included at the top of this post. Okay, so you're trying to evoke emotion from an individual who may say, okay, you know what? If I take action now, if I take advantage of this opportunity in the CBD space, that maybe I can help improve my standard of living. A life without health is like a river without water. Put your health at the top of your to-do list. This is branding CBD as a, what do we call that? As a health-related product, okay? Let's go to the next one. Speak to that lifestyle with products and outcome-based images, okay? And let me explain how that works. So we do have a product here. People can see the bottle. That's not going to count against me because I'm not putting CBD in the text. Someone could read this bottle and say, oh, yes, that one is a CBD product, but it's not stated explicitly in the text. Okay, or here is one that I want to have a enjoyable lifestyle with my pet who's happened to be calm and is walking right beside me, right? So this is something that evokes an emotion that says, okay, I want this outcome by using the product. I want more energy by using this product because I want to be out there with my kid playing soccer, okay? So images can be powerful. When CBD must be spoken, speak through an image overlay. So you'll see many cannabinoids have therapeutic value, and CBD is no exception. Okay, this is a post, but it is in the image as an overlay. It's not included in the text. Or here's another one. You don't need another inspirational quote. You just need CBD. That one's great. All right. So, but that can be an effective way to to mention or signal CBD. I would still never try to boost this piece of content, but it is a way that you can identify that you are a CBD company without running afoul of some of the restrictions against using CBD. All right, you can speak to your audience through testimonials. This can be very effective. Just make sure that you avoid claims, because even if you include a testimony that says, I was totally paralyzed until I took CBD, and in 3 days I was running a marathon again. If I put that in here, I would be liable for that claim. Okay, so just make sure that these testimonials speak to just the general feelings related to your product without crossing over that line. Okay. All right. Use phone numbers or landing pages, not websites that mention CBD. Okay. Just always remember that social media scrapes one level deep. Okay. And so if you link to a website that has CBD on it, okay, you are liable for what the text is on that first level website. Okay? All right. So now stop. And I guess I just realized this is in yellow. This should be yield, right? There are no guarantees that paid advertising will be successful in the CBD space. I wish I could say it was a 100% guarantee. And you may need to create a new page to overcome past transgressions on your page. But the techniques that I've included in here will give you the best chance for success. So let's talk a little bit about advertising. You can come to your page, and all you have to do is click on this little promote button. It'll give you the opportunity to launch an ad. Now, the ad that I want you to start with is promote your page. This is the one that is the most risk-free. Okay, it's the easiest way to build your audience. And the easiest way not to be flagged, okay? It simply is a fan-building campaign. Now, so if I click on Promote Page, I'll have the opportunity to go through and identify my targeting and whatnot. But ads that are effective aren't super sales pitchy, okay? So here are some examples. Do more morning, noon, or night with 1A energy. Healthy living has never been easier. Okay, we included an image that evokes emotion. We do have this go outside and play with the kids. Generally, I would recommend not including a text overlay. Anytime you have a text overlay on an advertisement, it does count against you in terms of decreasing your reach. Interestingly enough, though, this was a highly, highly successful ad. In fact, I think this was the most successful ad that we've run at Social 5 related to CBD. So sometimes they just work. Okay, they go viral, and I think this one probably had so much success simply because it evokes so much emotion, particularly from their target market. Here is another one. Our all-natural healthy living supplements are designed to support and balance body and mind. Healthy living has never been easier. Notice we're not mentioning CBD anywhere. Now, this one does walk a little bit of a dangerous line, okay? Anytime you mention supplements, supplements is a yellow flag word, you might say, for Facebook, that supplements are not necessarily an allowed industry. And I'm trying to think what the line is there you have to walk. But I would generally put our all natural healthy living products are designed to support and balance health and body and mind. That way you don't find yourself in questionable terrain. But these ads, they produced more than 2,000 fans. And of course, this one on the left was the top performing. You will notice with these ads, when you do a promote page, it will include a like button down there on the bottom that will allow you to very easily become a fan. What was the other thing I was trying to demonstrate here? Oh, that we just didn't include CBD. And then lastly, down here on the bottom, you will have the opportunity to type in a description of your business. Just make sure that you don't include CBD, hemp, cannabis, or anything like that in the description. You simply want to define yourself based upon the lifestyle you're going after. So things that you should know about CBD or social advertising. Never use the term CBD, hemp, or cannabis. These will lead to an ad rejection. Never use marijuana-related images. Avoid prescription bottles or CBD bottles that may be interpreted as prescription drugs. Never use links to outside pages or groups that have CBD language on the initial page. If an ad is disapproved, do not attempt again. Just create a new ad. There are too many consecutive disapprovals may cause a permanent rejection. Okay. All right. With that, if you have any questions, please feel free to come to university.social5.com. And we've got a whole bunch of cool information there. You can also contact us at support@social5.com. Wonderful to be with you today as we've tried to give you some tips and techniques for growing your CBD business through the power of social marketing. Thank you so much, and good luck going forward.